Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Been There, Done That. It has been over a month since the last time I did my first episode, which there's a lot that can go into explaining why. And that just goes into how you been. This is gonna be so uncomfortable to share, but I'm gonna do it anyways because I have to explain how this is affecting me in my life. I was at work on January 2nd. January 2nd, we got an email that our W 2s were live in our portal. And I was like, I crushed it last year. Let's see how much I crushed it. And let me tell you what, that W 2 crushed the out of me. I pulled it up and I was like, wait, something doesn't look right. And so I FaceTimed my mother and I was like, Mother, can you look at this? Immediately, Benjamin. And I'm like, something is completely wrong. She's like, what did you do? And I'm like, what are you talking about? I worked all last year. She's like, you paid no taxes last year. I said, I think you're wrong because I swear on my pay stubs I was paying taxes. She said, you have paid zero taxes to the state or to the federal government. I said, this truly cannot be a real life moment. So then she's like, look at your pay stubs. I said, I'm looking at it. Everything looks correct. She's like, nowhere do you see you're paying taxes to any of them. So I'm like, is this tax evasion? Do I have 42 hours to get the freak out of here before somebody comes and arrests me? And for a quick second, I was like, you know what? Hell yeah. SWAT? The FBI? I couldn't say too much about the IRS because those guys behind those desks, they don't look like the SWAT team. But I said, if I'm about to have a dozen men burst into this office, arrest me, and throw me in the back of a truck with the outfits they wear and the guns they carry, oh, I'm glad I didn't pay any taxes. But then my mom said that I'd have to file and I'll probably owe a lot of money. And I said, I don't think that's real and I don't think anything you're saying is true. So I'm not going to listen. And so from this experience, you guys, I either am going to have to serve time in the state penitentiary, which is fine, because I think I would thrive there. In 2025, behind bars probably would do me some good. Or I would just not file, continue to live my life, and owe about $50,000 in 2026. So we're going to see. I've kind of given it up to God. And so now it's in his hands now. And that leads into my second thing that I've been going through. We have purged our life with all the bad. I'm talking about, I can't even believe I'm going to admit this. We're celibate. What day is it? February 6th. We have been celibate for a few weeks now. And do you know how in The Exorcist, when she's in that bed and her back snaps and she's like, literally her limbs are like going berserk? I have felt like that every single waking moment of my life since January 1st when I thought I could do this. I set no goals, okay? I said, you're just gonna give up and let go of what served you last year because you can't do those things this year. They can't follow you into what you want to do this year. So we gave it up and I said, listen, the roster, get out of here. Blocked a dozen people. I didn't have to block them. I don't even talk to a dozen people. I just wanted a reason to feel like I was letting go of a bunch of stuff. And had to cut ties. A few of them circled back from *67. If you know, you know. Answer the phone call. Why are you calling me during office hours at my job, wondering why I blocked you? This is why I blocked you. You're toxic for me, and I love it. And that's why I have to let it go. So that was done. Given up the streets. We are not outside anymore. after 9 p.m. You want to know what happens at 9 p.m.? I'm deep, deep into my second dream of the night because I have retired and I have done my night routine at 7 p.m. I get off at 5. I'm awake for 2 hours and then we're back on the grind the next day. So we've let it all go. We're going into this year super excited. At one point, I felt like January was literally 56 days. Why is it January 94th? And why has it been this dry and cold for the last 75 days of January? It's not okay. But I made it through and we survived. And now we're here. We are here and available and ready to do the Valentine's Day episode, which is what this is. It is officially Love Month, and I just wanted to talk about all the things love: self love, dating, relationships, situationships for some of you. Because I know a lot of you guys either really love Valentine's Day or you really hate Valentine's Day or you just don't give an F. And so we're here to talk about it all. I have done a Q&A on Instagram and you guys truly terrify me. I asked you guys 3 questions. I said, what are we in love right now? A lot of you guys are like, I'm in love with my husband, I'm in love with my boyfriend. I truly don't give up. I don't care. I know you're in love with your husband. He's the only thing you post every single day of your life. I want to know about what else you love. I want to know if you love your husband's mom. Give us that tea. Clock that tea. Do you love your in-laws? Because some of you on this second poll, you guys said no. One of you guys actually told me that you don't know how to break it to your husband how you want to tell him you effing hate your mother-in-law. So some of you guys are lying, and I can filter who it is, but some of you guys are telling the truth, and it really bothers me. So I love that you love your spouse. I love that you love your boyfriend. I love that you're in a relationship. But I need you to dig a little deeper. I know that. I know these things. All you talk about is breakfast out with my boyfriend, date night with my husband. I don't care. I want to know why you want to rip your mother in law's face off. A lot of you guys were also into, let's see, we're into reading books. I love that you guys are into reading books. Um, I want to say that a lot of you guys are getting a lot of your spicy and explicit content from these books and these inappropriate novelties, these novels. And that scares me a bit because you guys are cracking this out after you put your kids down, once your husband's asleep, and this is your me time. And it just, I don't know if that's okay. I think you need to be watching some PG movies. Some of you guys were saying, what else are you guys saying? Some of you guys are into coloring. Um, I validate coloring as a 35-year-old. I think we need it more than children do. So that is absolutely amazing for you. Somebody said that's inappropriate. I do apologize. I'm not going to tell you guys what that person loves. Just know that it was an emoji and let your mind get there. The second question that I told you guys, okay, I kind of tricked everybody. I told you guys that I said, what are your guys' dating and relationship icks? And I told you guys that I was going to have an expert share their advice. And guess what? I'm your expert. I'm your self diagnosed, self titled, self made love doctor. And do I have all the answers? Absolutely not. I've never been in a relationship. I've never been in a marriage. But guess what? Everybody around me has. And do I act like I know what I'm talking about? Hell yeah. So we're about to get into that because some of you guys have some concerning things we got to bring up and help you through. Um, I have Lila here. Lila's gonna read to you guys one of there's only 2 that I wanted to bring up today, and Lila's going to read off one of your guys' DMs, and then we're gonna see how we can help you become better, do better.
Me and my boyfriend have been together for 8 months. Last week, he told me his best friend's birthday is on the 14th, and a bunch of the guys will be getting together that night to mix. My boyfriend asked to go, and I said yes without realizing it was Valentine's Day. I want to assume he's joking and we'll have something planned because this will be our first Valentine's as a couple. Help.
What do you want me to help you with? I don't know. You need to actually pray. You need to ask God, is my boyfriend gay? No, I'm just kidding. Listen, you have been dating for 8 months, okay? Your boyfriend is choosing to hang out with his friends the night of Valentine's rather than hang out with his girlfriend. I think there's a big problem here. I want to know if you decided one day to pray about a boyfriend and then you opened up your closet and he was right there. Because guess what? He's right there with the rest of us. And I can grab his hand and let me tell you this. Let me grab your hand. Let me tell you something really difficult, whoever you are. And I don't mean this as a dig. Your boyfriend wants a boyfriend. And you, unfortunately, are not on that drawing board. I think you need to be so for real. There's some degree of extreme delusion here if you're thinking that your boyfriend's like gonna surprise you. You need to be straight up and you need to recircle back to that conversation. You need to say, hey, me? Not on Valentine's night? Seek a different relationship. He needs a relationship with God. And so do you, because this is absolutely unacceptable. You need to go and find you somebody where it's like an absolute yes. It's not even a doubt in your mind. It's not a question whether or not your partner, your companion, your LOML is going to spend Valentine's Day with you. It's only one night a year. That is wild to me. Also, why does he have the true desire to be with a group of men in the middle of the night doing who knows what, sipping on who knows what, talking about who knows what? Let me actually bring this up because we need to address this. What is so different when I want to go out in the wee hours of the late night to meet up with a bunch of men and do things behind closed doors? But when your husband does it, when your boyfriend does it to go mix, it's not frowned upon. You got something really suspicious going on here, and you gotta start letting the gears in your mind start grinding. Because what I'm going to do and what he's going to do, if one plus one is two, anywho, that's all I'm gonna say. You just let it go. Let it go. Go and have a Galentine's. Go and enjoy some company around people who make you their priority. I'm sure you have a group of friends who want to get together and have a kiki. Go and do that. Maybe go and seek out a solo date. You just need to be anywhere else but with that man who does not want to choose you. So, never been there, never done that, and I hope I never do. Next.
Hey, Buki, I'm gonna vent really quick. I feel like I'm doing something wrong because I'm lonely. I'm 22, single, and don't really be dating like that. The dating apps be weird AF, guys at church are hella ugly, and I'm not outside enough to meet dudes in person. What should I be doing?
They're not that ugly. I mean, the elders corn president, he's kind of handsome. He has some insecurities, but he's got a great smile. Maybe if you shoot your shot during sacrament, I don't know. Maybe bear your testimony on how you're out there and looking for love. 22? You're a child. I'm literally 25 and I'm a child. We're babies. You let me just say this. I will absolutely empathize with feeling lonely and having the desire to be in a relationship. But I feel like something to recognize is that Utah culture, church culture specifically, in regards to the YSA, things are different here than anywhere else. We get into relationships, people get married, people get into, they have their priorities set on a much quicker timetable than the rest of the world. Sometimes that can be a little hard when you're the single friend and all of your friends are married. So I absolutely validate feeling lonely, not feeling like you're worth anything, not feeling like you're capable of dating within your range. But what needs to happen is that you need to stop. Let me say we, because this is something that I need to validate and listen to. We need to stop getting into relationships just to get into relationships. Just because it's something that you see very common amongst your community and around your family and your friends doesn't mean that that's what your life has to look like as well. You're young, I'm young, everyone else is young. Unless you're older than like 37, then your time is taken. But everyone else, you have literally your whole life to want to be in a relationship. When you're single, do you want to know what the best part about being single is? Is waking up in a bed and being able to be on every corner of that mattress. Why? Because I'm not waking up to anybody next to me. You know what's great about being single is being able to get up and go on a date and take myself out to eat or to go on a drive and not have to tell anybody. Why? Because I'm not in a relationship. I don't have kids. I don't live with anybody else. There's too much freedom in being single. And maybe a lot of this is centered around. I had this conversation just the other night with a close friend. And in regards to the whole purge, right, of cutting off the roster, letting go of certain things, not pursuing certain situationships, I had put myself in a position to pursue those things because at that time, that's what I thought would fulfill the void of not feeling worth it, not feeling loved enough, not feeling capable of giving and receiving that type of intimacy or that type of love. And I had to come to a point where it's like, where are you lacking that you know you need to prioritize? And it's fulfillment. You are so young and you want to pursue something that is not for you in this season. So you just need to prioritize the relationship that you have with yourself. Go and do things that fulfill you and make you happy. Look inside and ask, what kind of hobbies, what kind of things truly can make me so joyful? And then from there, that's when you start fulfilling that emptiness or that dark space within yourself that needs to be filled. And then at that point, things just naturally start to fall when you get into a better frequency. And then he so happens to be there, or she so happens to be there. But it's like, you can't chase something that's not meant to be. You can't want something that's not meant to be. It's not the right season. Again, this is the season for you. Maybe this is something where you have to look and ask yourself, what do I need? What do I know I love? And how can that fulfill me? How can that provide abundance? Maybe even look up, get on your knees and pray to God. God, do I need help with our relationship? Is this something I have to pursue as I need to pursue you? Because those are the questions I had to ask within the last few weeks. And let me tell you what, there is no guy out there, there's no vice out there of like, I don't know, drinking, smoking that can ever fulfill the void that only you can. So I don't know what else to tell you. And it's so fun. I get that being single can come with some difficulties, but in the long run, looking for the joy in your singleness only amplifies how much you love to live your life. It only amplifies your character, and then it gravitates all those types of people who love you for you because you love you for you. So you and I are on the same journey. You and I are in this together. And I don't think it'll ever be something that we'll be able to not focus on, but you just have to remember to prioritize yourself and find that fulfillment within yourself. So, yeah, I only did those two questions because everything else was complete nonsense. You guys are absurd. Again, let me bring up the questions that I asked. I asked dating and relationship icks. Somebody said my in laws are a huge ick to me. You married him. You're the one that chose him. And unfortunately, you chose his family. Either learn how to figure out how to be on the same page, get to a point where you set up your boundaries, or be quiet. Because at this point, your partner, if your partner is not fighting for you and your partner is not setting those boundaries with their family to not mistreat, disrespect you, I think we all need to go to couples counseling. We need to go to some sort of therapy because something is not right here. Okay? Another one, somebody else said, dating it, kissing without brushing your teeth first. You? I'm not even going to address that. Not even some Listerine? Mouthwash? Not even a piece of gum? And you think you can mac with me? You and your poor dental hygiene, you need to go and find the nearest dental office and get all of your teeth pulled out and have those gums scrubbed with whatever pressure washer they use on cleaning cars. Okay? That's just another level of disrespect. I can't stand it. You guys are wild. And for the person that's letting him mac upon you with morning breath, I love you. That's all I'm gonna say. Because you need help. What is something else? Inflamed gums. Why are you guys having dental? What are these hygienic issues we're having? Who are you guys getting with? Are these guys just chewing on bricks? You guys are seriously just as dumb as the people you're laying up with. Truly. I'm not even gonna read anything else, because that in it should tell you where we are with dating, period. Valentine's Day is coming up. I've never been into Valentine's Day because it's never been something that I choose to like intentionally celebrate. However, with where I'm at with myself and where I'm at with this self-love journey and what I'm looking to find joy in, I've recognized that my platonic relationships in my life fulfill me. Until I can get to a point where I know that I'm pretty confident and I'm pretty okay with myself and everything that's going on, the platonic relationships I have with my friends and my family, they pour deeply into my well. And so I think for Valentine's Day, something that I'll choose to do is to spend time with myself to kind of discover what it's like to go on a solo date. I've only ever gone on a solo date once, and it was to the movies, and that's fine because it's super low key. It's not anything you have to like worry yourself about because it's getting into a big dark room, deep throating popcorn, and then having a good laugh at whatever movie you're watching or a good cry. Sitting at a restaurant by yourself, that's a different level of discomfort. And so that's probably something that I'm going to try. Take myself on a little dinner, probably watch a movie. That's about it. Or celebrate Galentine's with all my good girlies and my good Judies. Because being around your girls on huh? They said to fix my shirt. Are my yabos out? Sorry, guys. Forgot to wear my pasties today. My bad. Also, I would have shaved, but I broke my manscaper and those literally it was like taking garden shears to the Amazon jungle. Seek help. But yeah, that's what we're doing. And I think all of that to say, you just need to go and do whatever truly makes you feel loved on Valentine's Day. Go out with your husband. If you guys have a annual routine or a celebration that you guys do on Valentine's, go and do it. Avoid self-loathing. Avoid being in isolation, especially if those things lead to some difficult thoughts, some negative headspaces. Go out and enjoy and have fun. Go and live your life. And let me say all of this as a reminder for me, because I'm sure on the separate end of this experience, a dozen McDonald's chocolate chip cookies and a McFlurry and Billie Eilish easily would do away with so much of that. And I would be perfectly fine crying to Wicked. But we can't, because we're all about becoming better and doing better. Inside first, outside after. I'm not a love expert. I'm not really a love doctor. If I were a doctor of anything, I would hope it's wherever Dr. Pepper is. So I hope you guys can take this and apply it to your life, because that's something that I'm doing right now. And I truly promise you, it's so good. Everything that's happening is exactly what needs to happen. I'm where I need to be, and you need to be where you need to be too. So I hope this helped. Difficult situationships, we've been there, done that. Rough mother-in-laws, rough relationships, I've never been there. I've never done that, and I hope I never do. Fuck it. And I hope that you get over yours too. I hope that you and your relationships are better. I hope that you're doing better. I hope to see you guys on the next episode, because we have some really crazy things that we're gonna go over then too. But yeah, I think that's it for today. Bye guys. Thanks for tuning in to Been There, Done That. If you enjoyed today's episode, rate the show on Apple Podcasts, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and follow me on Instagram. Eat that ofas.